we gather together here in order to give a refuge ceremony to Johann Sebastian not Orpheus.
Hincapié.
Yes, Hincapié. But you appear as Orpheus there.
Yes, that is my nickname. Yes, sorry.
That's good. Orpheus is converting to Jodo Shinshu Amidaji. So,
yes.
Before making the ceremony,
I need
yes.
to the king of dream, the king Morpheus, no, the king of dream.
Yes.
This gathered a little sleeping book.
Yes.
I sleep in Sansara. Yes.
Before offering the refuge ceremony to Sebastian, we need to check his understanding of the basic of Jodo Shinshu. Okay. So, but even before that, I would like to ask Sebastian to tell us the reasons why he wants to be in Amidaji and not in other Pure Land organizations.
Yes, dear.
Why he wants to rejoin Amidaji? Okay.
Yes, dear Joshua Sensei. Well, as many of you know, I used to be a member of Amidaji, but I decided maybe to explore, let's say, other schools of basically the Chinese schools, the Shandao lineage, and also the school of the 13 patriarchs. Yes, which is the let's say the national Pure Land school of China, mainland China. Yes, I was curious, and I told Sensei when we first talked about this decision that maybe my karma was not ready. Maybe when I joined Amidaji, because I used to have a lot of baggage, karmic baggage from previous schools. I used to practice Theravada and Tibetan Buddhism, and I was maybe intellectually I agreed with Shinran Shonin and the Jodo Shinshu. It made sense to me intellectually, but still there were many emotional barriers, maybe emotional, deep rooted, desires and attachments to previous self-power practices didn't allow me to fully comprehend Shinran's teaching and the 18th vow on a heart level, let's say, on a very visceral way. So due to this reason, I decided that maybe other schools that mixed self-power and other power, like, for example, the school of the 13 patriarchs, they consider themselves to be not other power school exclusively. Yes, I know this through their own words. I am just quoting what they say, because I used to work with the webmaster of Pure Landers, which is a very famous, quite famous website of Pure Land Buddhism of the Chinese school, and they say that it is not only Amida, but it is also self-power combined with the other power of Amida Buddha. And they consider that the 19th vow is the most important one. So they practice according to the 19th vow. Yes, and the 18th vow they also consider to be thing that is only the most basic requirement to be born in the Pure Land. But if you want to upgrade your lotus grade, yes, in the Pure Land, if you want to become a Buddha faster in the Pure Land, you have to still practice morality, meditation, and combine it with Nienfo and Sutra recitation, and dedicate your own merits along with the blessings of Amida Buddha. Okay, to be fair with them, they do consider that Amida Buddha helps you, but you have to put a little bit of your own self-power. All right.
For example, while we in Jodo Shinshu consider that the most important vow is the 18th vow, which makes us to be born in the true fulfilled land of the Pure Land, or the center of the Pure Land, where we attain enlightenment, and there are no levels there.
There are no levels there, but according to the 13th, the school of the 13 patriarchs, which have many patriarchs who used to combine Sazen and Nienfo. and they were great masters, I mean, on their own right. Like, for example, Jongmin Yansho, who was both a Chan or Zen patriarch and also a Pure Land patriarch. So they didn't see a problem combining this self-power with other power. It was traditional for this Chinese Pure Land school, which I think they are very sincere and all. And I try to practice. I did try to do my best there, you know. But later, I discovered that, you know, when I try to practice Nienfo and try to meditate, you know, and they also, they don't have a problem with you putting your hands in like the Dhyana Mudra, no? That is associated with Sazen practice and Vipassana and, you know, meditation, you see. So it was very appealing to my ego, yes, because I wanted to maybe earn something, yes, to attain to a higher level, I don't know, of concentration, maybe enjoy something like this. But I realized quickly that there was something missing. Like when I was part of Jodo Shinshu, I felt that there was an intimacy with Amida Buddha, you see. But when I did this practice, I realized that this practice was like kind of getting in the way between Amida and me. So I was trying to create things in my mind. So then I decided to join the Shandao lineage, which I consider was like a middle ground. It was Chinese, but according to them, they were like 18th vow school, similar to Jodo Shinshu. So I said, okay, let's give it a try. Yes. And then when I joined the Shandao lineage, their teachings are very beautiful, you know, they're beautiful. They always talk about faith, about Master Shandao, or Sendo, as it is called in Japanese. You know, as you know, Honen was inspired by Master Shandao to found a separate school of Jodo or Pure Land as a separate religious movement in Japan. So I say, okay, Shandao is a great teacher. No, he was considered to be an emanation of Amida Buddha himself. You see, so okay. But the thing was that I realized that they had a lot of doctrinal problems because they accepted students too quickly. You see, so I had many.
Too quickly. So they accepted members too quickly.
Yes, for example, if you wanted to take refuge, you could do it. And they wouldn't ask you anything about your comprehensions as long as you practice Nienfo a lot. So they put a lot of emphasis in the Nienfo practice, but not on doctrinal matters. For example, what is karma? What is samsara?
Not in the understanding of the teaching. So yes, they do not check. They do not check the understanding of their members.
Yes, they do not check it thoroughly. They are very, it seems, maybe not the main masters or the main teachers there, Master Huijin and Jing Song, but maybe the middle ranks, they seem to be quite interested in numbers. That is my impression. Yes, that was.
For example, there are I often meet. For example, lately I met with two Shandao members who asked me a lot of questions. And they seem to not understand the basics of general Buddhism and Pure Land in particular, and they seem to don't have anybody with whom they can talk about their questions and their doubts.
Yes, you see, the Shandao lineage is very much similar to the school of the 13 patriarchs. Regarding the fact that they consider, maybe they don't say it openly, but they consider Pure Land Buddhism to be a very Asian thing. You know, there is a lot of people from Asia, which is okay, you see, but there seems to be a lot that is lost in translation, if you know what I mean. You know, there is a lot of lost in cultural things. They assume that Westerners are the same as Asian, and clearly there are some differences in idiosyncrasies.
Can you please repeat the last sentence? Can you please repeat the last sentence?
There is a lot. There are many cultural differences between Western and Eastern countries. You see, of course, we are all human beings trapped in samsara, but the demeanor, the behavior, you know, of people in Japan and China is different from Westerners. Yes, here Westerners are very much into New Age ideas. You see, it's very prevalent here in the West. Yes, I ignore maybe Japan is not like so much like that. Maybe people there are more like like materialists. Who knows? You see, but my impression was that they didn't put a lot of emphasis in the doctrine. So many people who took refuge with me in both lineages, in the 13th school lineage and the Chandao lineage, I know for a fact that there are people who don't understand basic Buddhism, because I had the chance to talk with many of them, yes, personally, and I know them. You see, I have nothing against them personally, you see, but I know for a fact that they don't get basic Mahayana Buddhism, yes, and maybe they don't.
And they tend to mix. They tend to mix things.
Yes, they tend to mix a lot of things. Yes, for example, there are many people for example, there was a person, I won't say the name, you see, but it's a good example, so I will mention it. There was a person, yes, from Latin America who took refuge with me in the Chandao lineage, and he was a Tibetan Buddhist teacher, you see, so he had even a Sangha. I think maybe he was a teacher and he was still providing lessons. So even after he took refuge in the Chandao lineage, he still continued to provide other power practices, and he didn't consider that to be a problem. And nobody told him that when you took refuge in Amida Buddha, you took refuge in the exclusive Nembutsu, no Nianfo, yeah. And you see in the books of these teachers, yes, of the Chandao lineage, sometimes they are not very clear in doctrinal matters, and they don't establish guidelines. Like, for example, we have in Amidaji, there are very simple guidelines, the 8 elements of faith. It's very simple. Anybody can understand it. In the Chandao school, they have a lot of things, but they don't require members to be serious about their decision. So that really turned me off. Yeah, that really disappointed me, you see, because I came from Amidaji. In Amidaji, one thing is still clear to me, is that Amidaji is serious about membership. You see, if you see somebody spitting wrong points of view, they are kicked out, and they should be.
Yes.
And they should be kicked out, because we are in a serious business here. We are talking about salvation from samsaric existence. So this is serious for Buddhists, at least for people who consider the words of Shakyamuni Buddha to be true, you see. So I think that is the reason why I came back, is because because maybe in my innocence, maybe in my, let's say, I was very naive. I thought that maybe people were equally serious about Buddhism outside Amidaji, but I realized something that is actually very sad, is that what we do in Amidaji, yes, shouldn't be so special. Shouldn't be, you see what I mean? Shouldn't be an exception. Maybe this is what a Buddhist temple should do. All temples of all lineages, they should teach basic Mahayana, karma, samsara. They all members should know this, and then they should practice their own self-power or other power practice. You see, but that is not what is happening. There is total chaos.
People can clearly know what Amidaji stands for from the very beginning. Yes. And they can choose to be members and follow Amidaji rules and regulations and way of teaching, or simply give up and go to other places. Yes. So, and please explain to first. Let me greet Chikai. So, welcome, Chikai. Namo Amidabu.
Namo Amidabu.
Namo Amidabu.
Hello, Chikai. Namo Amidabu.
Hola, ¿qué tal?
¿Qué tal, Tomás?
Un gusto ver.
Igualmente.
Hola, Chikai. Namo Amidabu.
Hola. Namo Amidabu.
And now, please explain to us, in your own words, the essential points of the Jodo Shinshu teaching as we explain at Amidaji.
Yes.
We teach at Amidaji.
Yes, I would like to summarize it. Yes, in something that actually appears in the logo of Amidaji, and I think is highly important, because this is the like the you know, the vertebrae or the skeleton of Amidaji is this, the 8 elements of faith, you see. So the first element of faith, yes, is to consider, yes, or to deeply believe that Amida Buddha is a real enlightened being, you see. So this is very important, yes. Why is because this is constantly denied by many so-called Jodo Shinshu organizations around the world, yes. There are many false scholars who deny this, yes, which I think is the most stupid thing to do, because if you deny the object of your faith, then there is nothing. You see,
the existence of Amida Buddha, to accept the existence of Amida Buddha and his Pure Land.
and of course. By definition, his creation, his masterpiece, which is the Pure Land, no? And there are many false scholars who complicate people's minds about this. You know, they say that the Pure Land is a state of mind, or they say that Amida Buddha is like a fictional character, like Hamlet. So of course, this is totally BS. This is totally false. No? Shakyamuni Buddha spoke about Amida Buddha as a real enlightened being, and then we come to the second point, which is to believe the words of Shakyamuni Buddha in the larger sutra about Amida Buddha and his Pure Land, which are very clear words. You see, I have here I have it here in my altar, the Pure Land Sutra. You see,
yes,
and for me, this is the most important sutra. You see, it's also the most beautiful for me. Yes, because it's very.
You also
clear.
translated it into Spanish.
Yes, of course.
Together with my commentary. Yes,
I have done it more than once, and also because I have. It is a pleasure for me to do it, and I learn a lot. And you see, this sutra is very beautiful because it has basic teachings on karma, teachings about who the Buddhas are, about compassion, about Amida Buddha. It's a very, very complete and thorough, explanation. You see, so the second point with Amidaji is to believe the words of Amida Buddha, the story of Dharmakara Bodhisattva becoming Amida Buddha. You see, and the 48 vows, and and so on, so forth. Then the third point is to wish to be born in Amida Buddha's Pure Land. You see, this is also very important. You see, because, for example, the school that was founded by Ippen Shonin, yes, and other similar teachers that appeared in Japan and elsewhere, they may be equated the Pure Land to a state of consciousness. Yes, it's not very clear at all. You see, but the words of Honen, Genshin, and Shinran, and Shakyamuni, and even Nagarjuna, Tanluan, and all the patriarchs, they all say that you go to the Pure Land, of course, after you die. You see, and then we should aspire to go there. Yes, it's just a simple wish. Yes, it's like you say in your books. You want to go to that park. Yes, that's it. You want to go there. Yes, we have to aspire to go there.
If you want to go to a certain place, first you need to be sure that place really exists.
Yes.
You can't go to a place that doesn't exist. You can't wish to be born in the Pure Land, which you think which does not exist.
Yes. Yes, this is very important, no? And of course, we have the owner of the park, let's say, the owner of this Amida Buddha, the method, which is the primal vow, which is like the vehicle. So we have everything very clear in the sutras. Even a child can comprehend this. You see?
Yes. So we wish to be born in the Pure Land because we know the Pure Land is real.
Of course,
real enlightened place.
Because we know it is real.
What is? Please continue with the explanation of the 8 elements of faith.
Yes.
The fourth.
And then the fourth is the twofold profound conviction, which is Nishu Jinshin in Sino-Japanese. So this is very important, and this is explained by Master Shandao. You see, Shinran Shonin quoted Master Shandao, explaining that the deep mind, which is this deep mind, this profound conviction, this profound mentality. First, to know that we are evil, yes, incapable, even pathetic, sentient beings. We are trapped in samsara. We have been trapped here without any respite from suffering and with any opportunity to actually attain Buddhahood, yes. And then the second thing is that in this dark situation, yes, in this hopeless situation with self-power, we accept that the 48 vows of Amida Buddha envelop sentient beings, yes, and this great power is more than capable to take us there without asking anything from us. It's basically that, yes. It's first, in simple words, is this: to know that we cannot attain Buddhahood through self-power, and to recognize that we can attain Buddhahood through the power of Amida alone. Yes, basically, yes, through the power of his primal vow, the 18th vow. Yes. Then the fifth element is to believe in the primal vow without any doubt. You see, and to never put into question our birth in the Pure Land. You see, why? It's because we rely completely on the power of Amida Buddha. So, given that we rely completely on him, it is up to him. It is in Amida's hands that we go to the Pure Land. So there is no question about, oh, maybe I am bad or I am not that good. It doesn't have to do with anything good or bad that we do, yes, or with any skill or lack of skill that we think we have or we don't have. Whatever, it doesn't matter. We shouldn't insist upon our good or our evil, but rely on the transcendental merits that Amida Buddha dedicates to us, you see? And
yes,
be sure of birth in the Pure Land. Then the sixth element is very important. Yes, this is a conclusion of the previous elements, is to deeply believe that birth in the Pure Land occurs after death. You see? For example, I know I know that you have had experiences with this yourself, with the heresies of Uno and Bloom, and these guys are, I mean, in my opinion, they are deranged or totally crazy or dishonest, because they tell people that Shinjin is like, oh yes, it's to live your life to the fullest, blah, blah, blah. It's like psychological bullshit. And they say, yeah, the Pure Land is here and now, and Shinjin is enlightenment. And this is totally wrong, yes. You go to the Pure Land when you die, because obviously in the Pure Land, people have a lot of special powers, yes, like for example, know all your past lives, transport, multiply your bodies, have bodies of gold, of glory, emptiness, bodies of emptiness.
Know the thoughts of others.
Know the thoughts of others, have a Sambhogakaya body. I mean, if these guys think that they are capable of doing this, they should be taken to a psychiatric hospital. You see?
And we have also in English and in Spanish, in the book, we have a collection of passages in the book, The True Teaching on Amida Buddha and His Pure Land, that you also translated into Spanish. We have a big collection of passages there on the true meaning of birth in the Pure Land, in which we prove in Shakyamuni's own words, in Shinran's own words, Honen's, Renyo's words, that the Pure Land is indeed after death, and it means the attainment of enlightenment. So those who pretend that they are in the Pure Land here and now should be enlightened beings. And if they are not, then the Pure Land is not here and now. Yes,
that is a very important passage of that book, no? The last section of the True Teaching on Amida Buddha and His Pure Land. And if you are honest about it, there is no question about Shakyamuni Buddha and the 7 patriarchs and Shinran and Renyo. They all believed, yes, with one voice, with one mind, that the Pure Land is attained after death. It's simple.
Yes,
it's post-mortem.
And the 7th elements of faith.
And the 7th is the Nembutsu, the Tariki Nembutsu, not the self-power Nembutsu, not the Nembutsu of the 20th vow, or maybe of the 19th vow of mixed practices. No, it's the Nembutsu of saying, Amida Buddha, thank you for saving me as I am, yes, a sinner, a person who cannot keep, precepts, who cannot do self-power practices, but I say Namo Amida Bu because I know that Amida Buddha takes me without asking me anything. See?
So it's the Nembutsu of faith. It's an expression of faith.
Nembutsu of faith, Tariki Nembutsu. And 8th, and I think this is very important, is not mix Nembutsu with other practices from inside the Buddha Dharma or outside the Buddha Dharma, which is something that, and this was my big discovery when I tried to explore other paths different than Amidaji, is that almost all the temples that I consulted, that I went to, they all combine things. Yes, they all tell people, almost all of them. Yes, tell people, oh yes, you can be Christian, you can be Buddhist. If you practice Nembutsu, yes, but you can also meditate. I mean, it is chaos out there. And I think that if Pure Land Buddhism is to survive, yes, and this is my opinion, maybe this is not true, but this is my opinion. I think that we need more institutions like Amidaji that are serious, orthodox, that are clear to understand for the lay people, and that are zero tolerance for BS. You see, that this is very important. Yes. So
I'm sure. No, Amidaji does not have the monopoly on truth because or on faith, in the sense that I'm sure that there are many people out there in the world in Jodo Shinshu, for example, who have true faith, who never mix Nembutsu with other practices. I'm sure there are anywhere in other schools as well, not only in Amidaji. But what we do at Amidaji is to put these things, these 8 elements of faith, and into clear statements. We are very clear on what people should do or not do if they want to really be in agreement with the primal vow. We offer clear guidance. This is what we do. And we have the courage to say, this is true, this is not true, in the way the Pure Land is taught nowadays, you know. So
yes, I think that of course I do believe that there are people with Shinjin, even in Honganji, and many people in Japan. I'm pretty sure.
Course, yeah.
You see, but I think that maybe if they have faith, it's because of their good karma, of course, and they believe in the privacy of their homes. But maybe, in my opinion, the institutions that are around them, they have to shut their ears to almost everything they say.
We need institutions, like,
yes.
For example, institutions of faith, like Amidaji is an institution, is a Dharma vehicle. We need Dharma vehicles. We need Sanghas in order to transmit the true teaching. We need that. So yes, this is our goal.
Yes, this is our goal, and I think that we are just beginning. But I think that this is the right way to go, and I think that other institutions, even outside Pure Land Buddhism, they should be this strict with the doctrine. Because, for example, if you want to practice Zen, yes, but like a real Zen master, you should be able to understand the sutras as well. It's not like the Zen masters of the past were crazy. No, of course they all, even many of them had faith in Amida Buddha. But there are a lot of divergences and mistakes in other schools as well.
Yes, this must be emphasized. The reason we founded Amidaji and we split from Honganji and founded Amidaji is not because of ordinary lay members of Honganji who, of course, they have true faith. Many ordinary people of Honganji have true faith. We don't deny the fact that faith can be found among many ordinary lay members of Honganji. But we had a problem with the institution of Honganji, with the leadership of Honganji, who allowed many wrong views and many teachers with wrong views to be active and destroy the Dharma from within. This is why.
Yes.
Okay, so this was an interview in which I heard your past experiences, and I heard your understanding, which I think is okay, it's correct. So into my opinion, you are welcome again into Amidaji on the condition that you don't leave again. I mean,
no, don't worry. I think after
because we need people who are decided, not people who come and go, people who are decided to stay here. So
You see, after all of the things that I have seen in these schools, oh man, it's a lot. There is a lot of chaos. So I am very grateful that Amidaji exists, and I thank all my Dharma brothers and sisters and you, Sensei, for your efforts. And I hope to continue to contribute in whatever way I can with the organization. Yes.
yes.